How's it going, creeps? Welcome back to Cinema Creep. If you're new here, my name is Drucifer, and this is our weekly horror news live stream. So, starting a couple minutes later than I planned on, I'm having issues with Twitch wanting to pick up the stream for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. So, normally we multi-stream here on YouTube and Twitch, but for some reason I'm having an issue pushing this over to Twitch, so I'm going to have to dig a little bit deeper to get that going before tomorrow night's Friday Night Creep Show. But yeah, so there's some interesting horror news going on, and this is our new weekly live stream. Thursday mornings, it seems like it's going to be, so every Thursday, come in and hang out, and let's talk some horror news. What's up, Frank? Glad to see you out there. Glad to see you still alive. Boom Squad missed you yesterday. They would not stop talking about where is Frank? Where is Frank? I was like, I've got no clue. I don't know where that man's at. But Brandon was awfully worried that you weren't alive. So yeah, like I said, got to figure out why the stream isn't pushed into Twitch anymore. Probably some settings that are buried deep in Streamlabs. So trying to work on that. So ignore any of the bot that says that we're streaming over on Twitch today, because we are not. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump right into some of this news. We're going to talk about movie news, and we're going to talk about some new horror video game news. So, Frank, how's your morning going thus far? You catching up on any sleep? I myself got a little bit of sleep over the last day. So I was originally going to stream yesterday morning, and I went to sleep, and it's like I died. Like I don't know what it was. I just finally got some rest, and it felt nice. But this sickness that my family's going through right now is kind of keeping my wife bedridden a little bit. You know, like I said, we're all kind of sick in the house, so her especially. So just been laying around watching TV, watching some movies. You know, it's been kind of nice, especially since the weather has been a little bit rainy, a little bit cool outside. It's perfect weather to not feel like you're missing out too much when you're hanging out inside watching movies. So, yeah, been watching through Dexter again. I think I mentioned that a couple weeks ago on the stream. And watching through the first, I guess, I don't want to say season, but the original Dexter TV series, and I'm so enthralled in that show again that, like, I just want to binge watch it all day. And then I watched a couple movies yesterday and watched Night Swim. I had been putting that one off because I heard bad things about it, and, you know, wasn't thrilled about it, but, you know, could do a review for the channel on it. So, the Mickey 17, that's the one with Robert Pattinson, right? I have not watched the trailer for it because I'm going to do this entire Mickey's movie trailer trash episode over the next day or so. Yeah, but I haven't watched the trailer for it yet, but I know what you're talking about. I don't think that's on my list to talk about today, but we can talk about it. We'll hit it up, and we'll talk a little bit about it for sure. Like, I can't believe we're getting so many Mickey Mouse movies. I can and I can't in a way, you know. It's you know, low-hanging fruit, like I said before, but you know, I mean, whatever. I'm sure it'll definitely get an audience for it. If nothing else, you know, you can check off all the Mickey Mouse horror movies, you know, off your bingo card. You know what I've been addicted to is so for probably a decade or more, I've been addicted to the First 48 true crime TV show. And Hulu came out with basically a spin-off of that show. It's the same show, right? Produced by the same people, but it's called First 48 Critical Moments. And it's basically like condensed versions. So the first 48, right? It essentially follows homicides from the time that they happen up until they bring somebody to justice, and they try and do it in the like first 48 hours after the crime occurred, right? And each episode is normally an hour long. Now, Critical Moments, it basically repackages past episodes, but it condenses the episodes into like they're still an hour long, but it puts like 2 in each hour long segment, and it condenses them by theme. So for example, it'll be like first 48 killed in plain sight, and it'll be like 2 stories of people that were killed in broad daylight. And I think that stuff like that is what I love watching, and I fall asleep too. If I'm not watching horror, I'm watching true crime. Oh, wait, so this isn't a Mickey Mouse thing. I must be thinking of something else, Frank. Let me look this up real quick. Okay, I'm thinking of something else. There is another Mickey Mouse movie, though, but the Robertson Pattinson thing isn't a Mickey Mouse movie. I'm glad you cleared that up for me, because I probably would have just figured Mickey 17 was also a Mickey Mouse. Hang on, let me find this other Mickey Mouse movie to see what the hell it's called, because a third one just dropped. Yeah, so Mickey 17, a disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize the ice world Niflheim. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with the most of his memories intact. Sick. Oh, okay, the movie I'm talking about is called The Mouse Experiment. Never mind, I feel like an idiot. So, we'll get into this Mickey Mouse shit here in a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's hop into some of this news here. Alright, so first thing up on this list is Blumhouse and AMC Theaters launch Blumfest National Screening Program. So I'm on the fence when it comes to Blumhouse, right? Like, I think Blumhouse is excellent because they are a modern day horror movie studio that gives us a lot of horror, and they put a lot of money into it. And I don't think it's all bad, but I know what you're getting when you watch a Blumhouse movie. You're getting a very mainstream horror type of movie, right? Most of them are going to be cookie cutter. Most of them are going to be one and the same, right? So I don't know, Chad, if you guys are Blumhouse fans or not, but feel free to speak on it. But this is kind of gnarly. Blumhouse in the world's #1 circuit, AMC Theaters are kicking off Blumfest with movies from the genre production label running every Wednesday starting September 25th in 54 cities and 150 AMC multiplexes. So what does this mean? This means that they're going to be playing some of their old movies in theaters, which is kind of cool, right? So Wednesday, September 25th, they're going to start playing Paranormal Activity. Wednesday, October 2nd, they're playing Lights Out. Wednesday, October 9th, they're playing Insidious Chapter 2. Wednesday, October 16th, they're playing Happy Death Day. Wednesday, October 23rd, they're playing The Black Phone, which was actually a pretty gnarly movie. I enjoyed that one. And Wednesday, October 30th, they're playing Five Nights at Freddy's, which was also a pretty decent movie, you know. And then here's the full list of cities right here. And I can post this up in the chat if anybody wants to go through and look at this. But could be cool to go through and watch some Blumhouse movies on the big screen. Some movies of the past. You know, like I said, it'd be cool to see Black Phone again. it'd be fun to see Five Nights at Freddy's again. That I had fun taking my son to see that one. Lights Out was gnarly, and even Paranormal Activity. I remember when I saw that for the first time in theaters. Is when me and my wife just met, and we had went and saw that together. Looks like Charlotte is on here, so kind of close to where I am, like 1.5 hours east of where I am. So pretty cool that it's close. It's nowhere, super close to me, so I probably won't be participating in this. But it's cool that they're going to be playing their past movies and they have that sort of pool, right? Like, if there's a Blumhouse movie that you wanted to see, didn't get a chance to see it, now's the time. All right, so moving on. Sony's Clue reboot gets exciting update. So, the Clue movie. The Clue movie. And you may agree or disagree with me, but I personally think that Clue is the all-time best board game ever made, right? So let me know out there in the chat what your favorite board game is, but Clue to me is the one and the only. So there's a new reboot coming out. But the reboot looks like it might be maybe pushed in the horror direction because, according to a trusted insider, Jeff Schneider of the In Schneider newsletter. Why is this so small? Let me blow this up. There we go. Of the In Schneider newsletter, Barbarian director Zach Kreger is in talks to direct a Clue movie for Sony's TriStar Pictures label. Additionally, Schneider has heard that Shay Hatton will write the script. His previous screenwriting credits include John Wick, Parabellum, John Wick 4, and the upcoming John Wick Presents, as well as Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead and the Rebel Moon series. And apparently, Hollywood has been trying to make a Clue movie for over a decade now. But yeah, I think that's going to be sick with Zach Kreger, the guy who did Barbarian, coming out and directing the new Clue movie, because I am stoked not just on Clue the concept, Clue the board game, but stoked on any kind of haunted, creepy mansion movie, right? And then I loved Barbarian. Barbarian was gnarly. All right, so that's the Clue news. Let's go over here to this one. This one's exciting, I think. And I don't know why all this is so small, but Street Trash remake. So if you know anything about Cinema Creep, you know anything about me, you know that I love the original Street Trash film from the 80s. And there was a remake that I think it was shot last year, 2023. I'm pretty sure. But it's finally getting a premiere at the New Beverly Cinema on October 17th. So obviously that doesn't do us any good unless we live out in LA. But I'm pretty sure the New Beverly Cinema is Quentin Tarantino's movie theater. So let me fact check this. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is Quentin Tarantino's cinema. Yep, Quentin Tarantino ownership. So in 2007, he bought the property, and basically to protect it from, I guess, being abandoned, which is pretty awesome, right? Oh, to save it from redevelopment. So, pretty gnarly that Street Trash will be played at Quentin Tarantino's or premiere at Quentin Tarantino's theater. You know, that would be amazing to actually be there to see it. I wonder how much tickets are. Just out of sheer curiosity. Only $14. It's not too bad. So if you're in LA, go check out the Street Trash remake at the New Beverly Theater. He said, shout out to the maid in the Clue movie. Who was that? What was the original Clue movie? Let me check it out. Hang on. I know what you're talking about, but so 1985. Okay. So 1985, Frank. It looks like
as the perfect motive.
Stand back!
For murder.
What do you mean? Murder.
But only one of these suspects is the murderer. Is it the timid Mr. Green?
Why are you screaming? Because I'm frightened!
Tim Curry.
Screaming!
Or the militant Colonel Mustard?
So that was... Who's all in this? Tim Curry. Christopher Lloyd played Professor Plum. I don't know who the maid was. Probably her. So will the remake of Trailer Trash, Jesus Christ, Street Trash, be able to capture the greatness? I'm gonna say no, but that's just because I love the original so much. So Ryan Kruger, I'm not sure how to say his name. I remember looking this up. I don't remember what he's done. He did Fried Berry, if you guys remember that. Warrior, Bloodshot, and Doomsday. I haven't seen any of these other than Fried Berry, and Fried Berry was absolutely insane. And the way that Fried Berry was, you know, I have hopes that, you know, Street Trash will be, you know, sort of shot in the same way, because Fried Berry looked really, really gnarly. But I've only seen this once. This is one of those movies I only wanted to watch one time. I should probably give it another go, though, because I saw it when it came out on Shudder, and I haven't watched it since. Because it definitely goes off the damn rails. But yeah, interested to see how he does Street Trash, for sure. Oh, Colleen Camp. Let's see what else she's been in. This lady. Okay, so I was wrong. I picked the wrong one. So, she was in Wayne's World, Mrs. Vanderhoff, and Die Hard with a Vengeance as Connie Kowalski. See, has she been in anything else recent? She was in the Twilight Zone series in 2020. She was in one episode of that. Sick. Well, now you know. Colleen Camp. Fried Berry, like I said, goes off the rails. You know, like you I think it's worth a watch just for like the what the fuck factor. If you have nothing else to watch, I would put it on. You know, there's definitely better things you can watch, for sure. So Charlie Hunnam, Jax Teller, Sons of Anarchy. Um, Apparently he's playing Ed Gein in Monster Season 3. So I haven't watched any of these Monster episodes or any of this, but maybe it's good. I'm pretty sure it's from the same guy, yeah, that does American Horror Story. And just an interesting pick for Ed Gein here, right? The story of Ed Gein, like the true life story, is, you know, where they take a lot of these horror movie villains, I guess, lore from, right? So I think that they try to base Norman Bates off of Ed Gein. They try to say that Hannibal Lecter is based off of Ed Gein. They try to say that Leatherface is based off of Ed Gein. Like, you know, they try and say all of these horror movie, I guess, killers are based off of Ed Gein. But Ed Gein's story is, if you've ever looked at it, you know, oh, look, it says here, even Buffalo Bill. So maybe not Hannibal Lecter. Maybe it was Buffalo Bill. But, you know, his actual true story is nowhere near as sensational as, like, you know, they depict it when it comes to basing him off of people like Leatherface and, you know, Norman Bates and Buffalo Bill. Now, he was, like, obviously a killer and, or a serial killer, but he was just old country dude, you know, just old country guy. So if you don't know the story of Ed Gein, like the true story, I would look it up. You know, it's interesting, but it'll be interesting to see a real life depiction instead of them, you know, basing a character off of Ed Gein. You know, because you see a lot of stuff about the Night Stalker, a lot of stuff about Ted Bundy, a lot of stuff about Gacy, right? But you really don't see like a true depiction of Ed Gein. So interesting. And I'm interested to see how Charlie Hunnam is going to play this dude. But what's up, Nick? Glad that you could make it. So far we've just talked about a couple things that are movie-wise, movie news happening. So all we got so far is Blumhouse is releasing some of their movies back in theaters between now and Halloween, and Sony's Clue gets a reboot. So the Clue game, the Clue movie, is getting a reboot from the director Zach Cregger, the guy who did Barbarian, and Street Trash is about to premiere at Quentin Tarantino's theater over there in LA. October 17th. So Street Trash, loved the original film, but the remake is going to be premiering at the New Beverly Cinema on October 17th. All right, so here's one that I think is kind of interesting. So Sean S. Cunningham shares his thoughts on the future of Friday the 13th and Crystal Lake. So you guys know that there's been a lot of legal back and forth when it comes to Friday the 13th, right? Between Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller, who are both kind of co-creators, right? They own different parts of the story. That's why, like, the Friday the 13th video game got shut down. This is why we haven't seen any Friday the 13th movies lately. It's because they've been going back and forth in court, and they finally got it settled to where Sean S. Cunningham owns rights to certain things, and Victor Miller owns basically Jason Voorhees. So they have to really agree on what they're going to do if they're going to make anything future, right, for Friday the 13th. But like I said, they're finally, I guess, starting to align. So here's a little bit of information. Bear with me. I'm going to read some of this to you guys. So at Silver Scream Con in Worcester this past weekend, Friday the 13th, creator Sean S. Cunningham provided an update on the long gestating TV series Crystal Lake, including a potential release date. And this is a quote from him. Last I heard, they're talking about shooting it in Australia at the end of this year and releasing on Halloween 2025, he reveals. He says, but I've heard versions of that story for so long, I don't put a lot of credibility into it. There's just so many things that can go sideways. So he further expands upon this by saying, some time ago, the rights expired on the original script, so then there became doubt about who owns what after 35 years. That was being worked out by lawyers, and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do. We're trying to do a TV series, which we actually got pretty far down the road on. I was very happy with that. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun, and then the rights thing blew up, and the TV series got postponed, and then the pandemic arrived. So they were going to make a Friday the 13th TV series, right? And like I said, then all the rights things happened. They went to court, so that kind of got pushed, on the back burner. And then obviously the pandemic happened, and most all production shut down. So then, right, finally A24 decided that they would hook up with Peacock and do a Friday the 13th TV series. They were going to hire Brian Fuller, who's a very good writer in the world of television. The showrunner, the main writer, is the star. That's the person you have to have complete faith in, because it's not the ability to write one story, it's the ability to tell a new story every week. So Brian Fuller got the job. I don't know if you guys heard anything about this. And then when he got the job, the TV series was greenlit. They started setting up the writers' rooms, and they didn't like the road that Brian Fuller was going down. They felt it was going to be too dark. So they abandoned the show and hired another writer, Brad Caleb Kane. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Let me see. On the subject of the franchise kill scenes, Cunningham detailed the sequence from the scrap TV series that predates the Crystal Lake project that currently is moving forward at A24 and Peacock, with Brad Caleb Kane serving as the new showrunner. So this says a bunch of kids, 8, 9-year-old, are out on the ice playing pee-wee hockey. One kid does a breakaway, skates down, and who's in the net but Jason? He tries to shoot. Jason blocks it. The kid who's trailing scores the goal, and they go, yay, and Jason's pissed. He chuckles. He starts chopping at the kids, and the ice starts to crack, and then we cut out of that. And then the explanation would be that the kids in high school had shot this video as a joke, and it was going to go viral on the internet. And Sean S. Cunningham says he wished he would have gotten the chance to film that scene. And here's an interesting tidbit, especially for myself and Boom Squad. Sean S. Cunningham also teased a new video game. There always seems to be a desire to have another Friday the 13th movie, which would have a distinct life from the TV series for sure. Jason's going to show up in more video games. We had a really nice run with the first game, 2017's Friday the 13th, the game. There's more to come, says Sean S. Cunningham, and that's the man right there. Yeah, Jason being a goalie, right? So, apparently, Jason's mask, like the original mask, is a Detroit Red Wings hockey mask. That's what they modeled the original after. Just so you guys know. Just throwing it out there. Of course, it's a hockey mask, but specifically a Detroit Red Wings hockey mask. So, just so you know. But yeah, so I would love to see another Friday the 13th video game. That game was so much fun if you got a chance to play it. I mean, it's still, you could still play it, I think, until the end of the year, but in its heyday, 2017, 2018, that game was freaking so much fun. So phenomenal. All right, so next little tidbit of news here. I do love Frankenstein movies, Nick. check this out. I have the Frankenstein's monster tattoo on my arm right here. And then Bride of Frankenstein right above that. So I love Frankenstein. All right, so next tidbit of information here. I don't know why this is coming. Here we go. Daniel Roebuck joins the cast of upcoming House on Haunted Hill remake. So you guys know how I feel about this, right? House on Haunted Hill, 1959, Vincent Price, one of my all-time favorite horror movies. And, you know, I didn't even know they were making a remake till I saw this for this stream. You know, I probably saw it somewhere, probably blocked it out of my, I guess, mental state because, you know, you see stuff like this all the time. You don't put much stock into it until it becomes real. And this is becoming real. So, another remake of William Castle's horror classic House on Haunted Hill is on the way, and Bloody Disgusting has learned that Daniel Roebuck, Terrifier 3, has signed on. So Daniel Roebuck has been in... I'm pretty sure he was in... Didn't he play Grandpa Munster in the Munsters remake? I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. But... let me see. Was he Grandpa Munster? I'm trying to remember. Alright, so... or was that not him? So he plays Santa Claus in Terrifier 3. He was in the Munsters, right? No, he played... what did I think he played? Who played Grandpa Munster? Oh, yeah, he did. Right? Yeah, he did, because they call him the Count. And he did an excellent job as Grandpa Munster. I mean, granted, his character looks a little different than the original Grandpa Munster, but he was the best character in the movie. Really, the only redeeming quality other than set design and the Nosferatu character that was in the movie. The story was shit on this. Did not like really anything about it. I didn't like Sherry Moon Zombie as Lily. I didn't like Jeff Daniel Phillips as Herman Munster. And really didn't like anything about this movie except for Daniel Roebuck's playing Grandpa Munster. Cinematography was kind of gnarly. Because again, it's got that neon cinematography. Yeah, so loved the Munsters growing up. Loved it growing up, and that's part of the reason that I hated this so much. There's that Nosferatu looking character, which, you know, we know he's not called Nosferatu in the movie, but that Max Schreck looking guy, he was hilarious in that when she goes on that, I guess it was a blind date, if I remember correctly. I've only watched this version of the Munsters once. It's really all I could stomach. But you guys know my take on Rob Zombie and Rob Zombie movies. Yeah, I couldn't imagine if they made a Munsters meets the Addams Family movie, especially like current state, like current day. That would be insane. But yeah, let's go back. Where were we at? Okay, so Daniel Roebuck, Grandpa Munster, Terrifier 3, Santa Claus is joining the House on Haunted Hill remake. Now, director Dustin Ferguson, who did Spider Baby, is in production now on the remake of the classic horror film House on Haunted Hill, which of course got its first remake back in 1999. Victoria Price, daughter of horror legend Vincent Price, is executive producing the new take and will also star. Principal photography is expected to wrap this month. The House on Haunted Hills remake script is set in 1976 and follows a new team investigating the infamous Hill House on live television, only to face dire consequences. So rounding out the cast is Scream Queen Brink Stevens, The Slumber Party Massacre, Jennifer Morty, Spider Baby, August Kiss, Murderbot, and C. Courtney Joyner from Puppet Master 3, Eric Anthony Russo, Spider Baby, and Mitchell Wyatt, the great-grandson of actress Julie Mitchell, star of the original House on Haunted Hill. So we got some good people that are associated with this, right? So I have actual, hope for this, I don't think, Nick, I've seen The Ghost in Mr. Chicken with Don Knotts. I don't think I've ever seen that. Rob Zombie's fake trailer from Grindhouse movie. I don't know if I have or not. We can look it up. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Werewolf. Was it Werewolf Women of the SS? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We can watch it if you guys want.
This film is a brilliant achievement in motion picture history. Finally, the truth about Hitler's diabolical plans to create a race of superwomen can be told. Werewolf Women of the SS. Welcome to Death Camp 13, home of the Nazis' diabolical plans to create an army of super werewolf soldiers.
This project, its failure will be your demise and the end of Germany, Poland. You have been chosen. Rejoice! I have found the perfect solution.
I'd watch this movie.
The she-devils of Belzec.
Can they alone supply the blood needed to save Hitler's mad dreams? Or will the pride of Germany fall into ruin?
This is my project.
We are now in total control of pure wolf.
This is an outrage! Silence!
Featuring Udo Kier, Sherry Moon Zombie, Tom Tolles, Sybil Danning, Bill Moseley, and Nicolas Cage.
Oh shit.
As Fu Manchu.
This is my mission!
I forgot all about this.
Werewolf Women of the SS. Written and directed by Rob Zombie.
I would watch the shit out of that. I wish he'd make movies like that instead of doing shit like this. Because he ruined this. So yeah, so this House on Haunted Hill remake, I've got hopes for it. And strange for me to say, but knowing that Victoria Price, who's the daughter of Vincent Price, is executive producing, and some of those older horror, I guess, icons and legends are, going to be involved with it. And they're like the horror people that aren't just clout chasing. All right, so moving on to the next thing. So we talked a little bit about this, Frank. We're going to watch that Mickey 17 trailer probably, but there is another Mickey Mouse movie coming out. So you guys know that. Which one did we originally talk about? Was it the Mousetrap? And then we have Mouseboat Massacre. And now we have the Mouse Experiment. Right. So there's 3. 3 Mickey Mouse movies coming out. So let's click into this newest one. The Mouse Experiment, slice into the official poster for another Mickey Mouse horror movie. This is what it looks like. Looks like absolute pure trash. And not in a good way. So let me see here. First, these features the Mousetrap released just last month with Screamboat headed our way sometime next year. And then there's Mouseboat Massacre coming soon. So there's 4 of these. The Mousetrap, Screamboat, Mouseboat Massacre, and the Mouse Experiment. Brendan Patrizio directed the upcoming film The Mouse Experiment, which stars Natasha Tusini, Louis Santer, blah, 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 and Tessa Wood. Come for the thrills, stay for the kills. Are you guys going to watch any of these stupid Mickey Mouse horror movies? So, Linda Blair. Do I like any Linda Blair movies? The Exorcist. What book do you have that she autographed, Nick? Yeah, Hell Night's a lot of fun. Alright, so Mickey Mouse horror. You know, I'm gonna watch all the trailers. I'm gonna do a trailer trash review for all the Mickey Mouse movies. So be on the lookout for that. And then we watched another Linda Blair movie on a creep show one night. It was called The Summer of Fear. Have you ever seen that one, Nick? It was like a made-for-TV movie. It was one of those movies that have a really gnarly name, but it doesn't live up to it. It's her book she wrote about being vegan. I didn't know she was vegan. That's a hard lifestyle right there. I've been vegetarian before, just to see if I could do it. And I did it for 2 years, just to see if I could do it, and I did it. And then I was like, well, all right, I'm done with this. Every once in a while I do things like that, just to see if I can do it. Grotesque. I don't know if I've seen that. From 2009. This must be the wrong one. This is the wrong one. Oh, 1988. I think you told me about this. Somebody told me about this on stream, and it's something I haven't seen. It was probably you, Frank. This has got to go on. I got to write this down. I might watch this today. Because this looks like it's right up my alley. I can't believe I've never seen this, especially since I love, like, 80s punks in horror. Alright, I got it written down on this sticky note. Grotesque, 1988. I'm going to check that out. Like I said, if I have time to sit down and watch a movie today, this is what I'll watch. Yo, how have I not seen this? This looks gnarly. I want this poster right here. Yeah, I remember looking at this on a past stream. Frank, I remember you telling me about it now. I probably have it written down. I still have that other post-it note with all those other movies. It's stuck over here. It's back here somewhere. But yeah. You might have told it to me before, and I wrote it down and didn't get to it. I'm gonna stick it on my monitor. Sweet. Okay, so Grotesque, definitely gotta check that out. And you said is that reposed or repossessed? Let's just look up Linda Blair. Probably save me some time here. Savage Streets. Have I seen this? Let's look at the one Nick's talking about first. Do you know what year it's from, Nick? Repossessed right here. Parody of The Exorcist with Linda Blair, once again possessed by Satan, and Leslie Nielsen as the Exorcist. I've never seen this. Oh, I gotta write this one down. Oh, this looks good. So, I think that these movies are fun, especially when they're from this time frame, when they're from the 90s. Sort of like Dracula, Dead and Loving It. You know, movies like that are just hilarious to me. So this is going to go on the list as well. I've never even heard of this. And it's funny that she's in it. And it's a parody of really her most famous film. Yeah, this looks ridiculous. Who else is in this? Do I know anybody else? Nope, I don't know anybody else in that. This will be fun. What was Savage Streets? Because that looked sick, and I don't think I've seen that either. $1984. Their only law is an eye for an eye. A teenage vigilante seeks revenge on a group of violent thugs, her handicapped sister, and killed her best friend. Yeah, this looks good. Looks good. Could be one of these type movies, though. You know, just like be full of like cheesiness. Sometimes that's a good thing. Have you guys seen this one, Savage Streets? So I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, Linnea Quigley's in this. Sick. Exorcist prequels, Nick. I've only seen The Exorcist, the original, right? And I've seen 2 and 3. And beyond that, I have not even paid attention. I haven't seen any of the new Exorcist movies. I've just kind of stayed away from that franchise. But I am open to watch any of them. The reason I've stayed away from it is there's just way more stuff for me to watch. Like, I like possession movies. I think they're fun. But if I have my chance to either watch a possession movie or watch a slasher, I'm watching a slasher first. But if you have any recommendations of stuff in the Exorcist prequels or Exorcist franchise, shout them out. I'm game to watch them. What has Linnea Quigley been in lately? She needs to be in more stuff. I mean, she's in a lot, but she needs to be in more stuff. Clownado, 2019. I wish we could watch something like this on stream. Just something completely ridiculous. I need to find Todd Sheets and ask him if we can stream his movie. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, so definitely a Linnea Quigley fan. You know, she was in some of the most iconic horror movies back in the day. Some being, we'll go through and we'll talk about everything she's been in, because there's been a lot. Okay, so Tourist Trap, Graduation Day. We just talked about Graduation Day recently on our back to school horror movies. Let me see here. Silent Night, Deadly Night. That is always a banger during the Halloween season. Fatal Games, Return of the Living Dead. She played Trash, which is one of the all-time best horror movie characters in the best zombie movie ever made. Let's see, what else does she have here? Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Night of the Demons, Dream Master, Elm Street 4. Let me see here. Witch Trap. Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. Have you guys ever seen this? It's hilarious. This is something I need to add to the VHS collection. I have not found it in the wild, but I found a copy on the internet that was selling for pretty cheap, and I was like, I just should buy that. Even though I don't really buy VHS online like that. Let's see. She was in something pretty recent that was good. Here we go, side questing, guys. Oh, I thought she was in something recently. Somebody needs to give her a bigger role in one of these bigger horror movies. Nightmare Party, Twerk of Terror. Deadly Friend from the 80s. I don't think I've seen that one either, Nick. So my Halloween yard progress update is, I still honestly don't know what theme I'm going to go with decorating outside. And the time is near. The time is coming to start decorating outside. So, 10 days till I start decorating outside? And then another, really putting everything out there in another probably 3 weeks, a week before Halloween. So I got to figure it out. You know, I am way behind. This past week has really, like, you know, with being sick and stuff, and my wife being sick has really kind of put us a week behind. So got to get on it. I got to make a trip to Spirit or Lowe's or Home Depot or something. I have enough stuff to just throw something together and make something awesome. It's what I always do. But it's like, I've been wanting to do something different, so I'm not sure yet. But I will update you guys. I will post some pictures. It is a Wes Craven movie. Right here, Frank. After his friend is killed by her abusive father, the new kid in town attempts to save her by implanting a robotic microchip into her brain. Deadly Friend. And this is from 86. It's a good year. Yeah, this looks fun. This is what I love about hopping on these streams and stuff is like, you know, when you think you've seen every movie, you haven't. You know, we're always recommending movies to each other. And there's always so much horror out there that, like, you haven't seen. Oh, yeah, Simon's making his appearance, man. He heard the mail truck or something. He's always, like, right here. Surprised he hasn't started gassing me out yet. This man. Simon can definitely fart and clear a room. You guys want to say hey to Simon? Hang on a minute. I'll bring him up. Where's that guy? Come here. Come here. No. Simon. He looks like a wolf man. Simon, you're on stream. You're on stream. You're on stream, baby. Okay. Hop down. Yep, that's Simon. And if I left my studio door open, I would have the barrage of hell cats come in here. We have 4 cats. They're inside-outside cats. And I got his hair in my mouth. And they run the show. Mr. Whiskers and Penny, huh? What color are your cats, Nick? So I have 4 cats. We have a Siamese cat. We have a black cat. We have a gray cat. And we have a gray and white cat. We have Norman, named after Norman Bates. We have Squeak, who is a Siamese cat who never shuts the hell up. He makes squeaking sounds, and he's very, very talkative, just screams constantly. We have Fish, who's named after Albert Fish, the serial killer. And then we have Lucy, who is named after Lucifer, but she goes by Lucy. And they all have distinct personalities, and they all think they run the house. And, you know, you guys know how cats are. And Norman, like the black cat, him and Simon are like my babies, right? Norman will come up and he'll get on you, and he will literally take his arms and wrap them around you and hug you. Like, he is, I've never seen a cat as affectionate as Norman is. He's absolutely insane with how crazy he is. So the cats get the zoomies, man. Especially Lucy, the small one, or the youngest one. She's not really small, she's fat. She's really chubby, and I don't understand why. Yeah, she gets the zoomies. And Simon gets the zoomies. He is 13, and he still has the heart of a puppy and acts like a puppy. And this dog knows treat time. He knows Starbucks. He knows like Pelican Snowball, like ice cream. Well, it's like shaved ice. Like, he knows these places. And he loves his treats. I can't blame him. Treats are great. Oh yeah, we got some lights going up the boom mic here. It's just hard to see because it's not really, you know, in view of the stream. Got some Halloween lights here. I need to get some more spider web. I got to cover this entire shelf here. So when I shoot my actual videos and not the streams, I've got some decoration on this back wall and cover this in lights. So yeah, I'm not done decorating in here either. Just have my basically my computer desk shrouded in spider web. So Nick, I don't think I've asked you this. I know I've asked Frank before. I know you come and you hang out when we have gruesome game night. Do you play video games at all? Frank, are you playing anything as of lately? Have you started playing? I know you said you play Call of Duty. Have you started playing that haunting event yet? You said Monster Club with Vincent Price. I don't know if I've seen that or not. I need a Vincent Price tattoo. I probably have room on my leg. I do. I got room on my leg for a Vincent Price tattoo. All right, Simon. We hear you. So handheld video games. Would you cut it out? Handheld Super Mario Brothers. I like it. Vintage games. Those are the best ones, tried and true. Old Atari, original Nintendo games. Heck yeah. So you know what, Frank? I don't think I've seen this. A horror writer is summoned to a monster club by an enigmatic elder. There's 3 macabre tales unfold before him, interspersed with musical interludes. The convergence of storytelling and performance creates an eerie atmosphere. This looks fun, and it looks very, very British. Is this British? I'm looking to see who's in this. Donald Pleasance is in this. Roy Ward Baker. Asylum. Hang on, I'm side questing for a second, guys. Has anybody seen this? Asylum from 1972? Looks familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. I'm going to write this one down. Asylum, 1972, and the one you just told me about, which was Monster Club, 1981. Man, I got so many damn movies to watch. This is why I don't get around to ever like reviewing like new movies on the channel, and those are the ones that like if I review something new, generally that's what's going to get me views on the channel. But it's just like, man, there's all these older movies that are even better than the new movies to watch, and I just spend time watching those. What's up, Bobby? Welcome to the horror news live stream. How's your morning going so far? Out that I haven't seen that looks like it would be great to see. The Great Mouse Detective. Rudy Gore. How Shadows. Has anybody seen this? 1983. An American author finds a dilapidated Welsh manor perfect for writing until the residents host a bizarre family reunion. Oh, my bad, guys. So I think my mic doesn't mute anymore for some reason. When I hit the mute button, I think it just muffles. I have no clue why. And I think I had the mute button pushed. So House of Long Shadows, 1983, Vincent Price. I've never seen this, but I love a good haunted house, haunted mansion, haunted manor type of movie. It is almost noon. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm on the East Coast. I'm North Carolina, so I am right there with you. How's the weather in Massachusetts today? Is it looking like fall your way? Are you getting like the changing of the leaves yet? House of Shadow. I'm writing this one down too, guys. Yeah, exactly, Frank. It showed lightning. It's got that atmosphere. I'm in. Pete Walker directed this. What has Pete Walker done? Oh, he did Moon, School for Sex, and The Big Switch. Yo, so I wrote my Video Nasties video. I don't know if you guys saw that on the Patreon. So real quick before I stray too far away from this thought. Channel Patreon, right? It's always worth checking out. You can join for free. You can join for as little as $2 a month. And, you get some things over there. You get 10% off of Cinema Creep merch for life. So if you're planning on buying any Cinema Creep merch, you get 10% off just by signing up for $2 or more over there at the Patreon. Plus, right, I'm going to start posting exclusive videos, but Frank is one of the patrons over there. And like a lot of times he'll get like advanced screening of the videos. So the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I posted a picture yesterday on the Patreon about the upcoming video that I'm going to be shooting today for the channel, and it is all about Video Nasties. And Video Nasties is if you're alive during that time, or if you were somebody that has heard of it, right? Video Nasties was a list of films that were deemed too obscene, too disgusting, too violent for the British population. And I am super stoked to record that video because I did some additional research on it that I did not know, and found some cool newspaper articles and clippings, and it was just an insane time in like UK horror, history. And it's crazy how like a lot of art and a lot of horror and a lot of film got very, very censored and shut down in the UK during that time. So be on the lookout for the Video Nasties video that's coming out over the next day or so. But yeah, seeing this this here, right? British horror just has me thinking about Video Nasties, because this guy was obviously making some stuff like this, School for Sex, in 1969, and then making horror into the 80s, and really, really interesting. Oh, yeah, nice. So your leaves are starting to turn colors up there in Massachusetts. It really is the best time of year, in my opinion. I could do without the rain. Like, I want rain maybe 1 or 2 days a week, but I don't want it 5 days a week. You know what I mean? Like, I really like a good rainy day. So I need to actually blow this up, guys. I don't know why this is. That might make it easier for y'all to see. Let me see. Oh yeah, going to the real Dracula's castle would be gnarly. That would be a dream come true to go over there and see that. Really just to travel like abroad like that. I would love to go overseas to the UK, to England, and just backpack around. Just steer clear of the moors. This old house is old one, but a good one. Let me check that one out. Peter Walker. This looks gnarly, though. Like, I think this should be a must-watch. House of Long Shadows. We're going to recap everything that we talked about in this stream at the end, too. In terms of, like, movies that we're talking about. Yeah, Italy. That would be amazing to go to Italy. That's essentially where my wife wants to go. She wants to go to Italy before anywhere else. And I got to give her a trip there one day. So if anybody's got connections in Italy, hit me up. Because come let me stay. Come let us stay on your couch. And then you can come stay on my couch in return. But if I could go anywhere, it would probably be... I've always wanted to go to Iceland. And that's just the photographer in me. But Lake Como in Italy is a beautiful looking place, as well as the Dolomites over in Italy, right? But I think I would love to go to like Japan, like Shinjuku or somewhere like that, right? Just see like not only the tech hubs of Japan, but also see like the rural areas of Japan. Salem, Massachusetts. I've still never been there. Always wanted to go there. You know, is Salem, Bobby, is it everything that it's cracked up to be? Yeah, Nick, South Pole, 9,000 miles away. I would say if you start walking now, you might be there in like 20 years. Maybe if you ride a bike, you might get there in 17. It's hard to fathom that anything is really that far from you. You know, like, how is anything 9,000 miles from where you're at? But it's true. It's crazy. Ah, Frank, you must be from Massachusetts, huh? Oh, Frank Shambo. I would love to go to Salem. I keep telling my wife that's another place I want to go. We've both always wanted to go there. How is Salem during Halloween? Do they really play up on Halloween? Or do they not do it big? Like nothing extra, nothing crazy. Just like normal. Or do they go like above and beyond? All right, so Frank, you said Vincent Price movie, Ghost Chick in a Mansion. I have no clue, but we can try to figure it out. I would have to know a little bit more. Let's see. The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Madhouse from 74. Was it a black and white prank. Cucumber Castle. Shows shots outside of the mansion, and it's on the coast with waves crashing. Your guess is as good as mine. Sounds like it could be any of these movies. Tower of London? Probably not this one. It's a Roger Corman. Probably not this one. This looks sick, though. Never seen this one. The Raven, Pit and Pendulum, House of Usher. I'm not sure. Famous Ghost Stories. He's just a narrator in this one. Let me see. Shots of outside a mansion, and it's on the coast with waves. I don't know. I probably know the movie you're talking about. I just can't think of what it is. Fly 2 with Eric Stoltz. I've only seen the first, The Fly movie with, what's his name? Is it Jeff Goldblum? I don't think I've ever watched the second one. I think I had this on VHS. Almost human son, burn a fly for cure mutate genes while being monitored by nefarious corporation. Yeah, I think I have this on VHS, but I don't think I've watched it. 1989. I do like the first one, though. Tales of Terror. Let's check it out. Oh, there you go. That was right there in the trailer. Right, that's what you're talking about. Gotta love it. Castles, lightning, fog. Vincent Price, how can you go wrong? Wow.
Every drop of blood feels the freezing paralysis of fear, almost stopping your heart, as Edgar Allan Poe unfolds his tales of terror.
You will meet the master of the mansion, who loved and protected his wife with the strength of a supernatural love, even beyond life itself.
I am in command here. You will do as I say.
I've never seen this.
I shall take what I desire. Your body and your soul if I demand it.
Another. Help! Help!
Then you'll enjoy the Black Cat's sardonically humorous tale. It all started at the Vintners Convention, where the lover of wine met the professional wine taster and introduced him to his wife.
Damn it, I'm going to write this one down too.
Who delighted in dalliance.
What kind of a man are you anyway? Make love to my wife and doesn't even talk to me.
You're insane.
Shut up.
That may be, but very clever.
Help! Help!
This would be fun to watch on
This
stream if we
monstrous
could.
mausoleum of the living, you will witness fury far worse than a woman scorned. The fury of a dead woman's jealousy.
I like it. I'm going to have to watch that. They have a wine off, so they're just straight, just getting drunk. So this Mickey 17 that you were talking about, Frank, I'll probably, if this looks good, like you said, I'm going to do a trailer trash episode for this instead of watching it here on stream. Mickey 17, known as an expendable, goes on a dangerous journey to colonize an ice planet. So Frank shouted this out at the beginning of the stream. I thought he was talking about another Mickey Mouse movie. Nope. Bong Joon-ho. So we have a Korean. This dude, what has he done? Oh, you said Parasite. I remember you saying that now. I feel like I heard Snowpiercer was good. I've never watched it. Parasite obviously was awesome. And then this I've seen, but I don't know what it is. Like I've seen the poster for it. That is Korean, right? He is Korean. South Korean. I have seen Eight-Legged Freaks. Eight-Legged Freaks is awesome. I like a good creature feature. So this movie here, it looks cool without having seen the trailer so far. Mark Ruffalo, I like him as an actor. You got Glenn, right? This is Glenn from The Walking Dead, right? Steven Yeun. Why does this kid look like a skinhead? How old is this person? 1992? So he's in his 30s? Why does he have a picture of him as a kid? Oh, this is England. Okay, I've seen that movie. That makes sense now. What else has he been in? It's weird how his most recent picture on IMDb is him as a kid. But I guess that's probably his like award-winning role, so. All right. Who else is in this? Toni Collette. I know the name, but I can never pinpoint what she's in. Sixth Sense, okay. Hereditary, yeah. Obviously, two banger movies here. So, sci-fi thriller, I'm into it. Like, I like a good sci-fi horror. I don't watch a whole lot of them, but if they're good, then I really, really enjoy them. You know. I mean, I like a good sci-fi story. It looks well made. So that's my biggest thing with sci-fi is like if you're going to be putting CGI and, you know, things in your movie, like spaceships or like, you know, spacesuits and stuff like this, you know, just this future tech, it needs to look good. You know, it can't be like, what was that movie I talked about on the channel, Lumina? Like, you can't scrimp on the special effects. Like, this looks good. If this didn't look good, I would not watch this movie. So the new Crow movie, I was just talking to my wife about it this morning when we were sitting down watching TV, and I was telling her that I think you have to buy it on Amazon to rent right now, but I'm gonna rent it and I'm gonna watch it. I know it's not good. I've seen the reviews are terrible on it, and like I said, my initial response to the trailer was that it was gonna be horrible, and that's pretty much what everybody's saying. But I'm gonna watch it. Maybe next week. I probably won't get to it this week, but I'm definitely gonna watch through it just to fully drive home my point that that I don't like it, and I can provide reasons why I don't like it, instead of just saying, "Oh, that looks like shit," and not ever finish, you know, doing my due diligence on it. Now, I would love it if I was pleasantly surprised. I don't go into a movie wanting to dislike any movie, right? Like, I hope that I get pleasantly surprised by a film. You know, I hate when it's the other way around. So I have seen Cujo, Nick. Cujo is an all-time good movie. So here's a question for you guys in the chat then, right? Since you brought Cujo to my mind. What is your favorite Stephen King adaptation movie? And while you guys are thinking of that, we're going to move into probably something that may be a little less interesting to some of you guys. But we're going to talk about some horror video game news, because it's obviously something I'm interested in, and some people on the channel may also be interested in it. So I had notes here. So give me just a minute. There's a couple things I want to look up that I'm going to find while you guys are thinking about your favorite Stephen King adaptation. So Graveyard Shift is your favorite. Graveyard Shift is a good one. Graveyard Shift has a gnarly poster too that I want. My favorite Stephen King adaptation is probably... Oh man, guys, that is kind of hard, isn't it? Because you're thinking of stuff like Pet Sematary, The Shining, Doctor Sleep, Cujo, It, Maximum Overdrive, Silver Bullet, shit, what else? He's made so much. I I'm going to say mine, end all be all, even though Stephen King himself hated it, is The Shining. And I know that may seem like a cop-out answer, but The Shining used to have my title of favorite horror movie of all time. It no longer does, but it used to. Like, if you would have asked me when I was a teenager what my favorite horror movie of all time was, I would have told you The Shining. Do I think there should be a Thing Part 2? So Thinner is not one that you hear of often, Frank. Maximum Overdrive, Creep Show. Do I think there should be a Thing Part 2? So, yes, because of the ambiguous ending. I think there should be a Thing Part 2 if it's done the right way. And I mean, The Thing is such a great movie anyways that, like, it would be hard to live up to, and it would be one of those that I'm very surprised. I'm very honestly surprised we haven't got a sequel to it. Is Keith David still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. Okay. So Keith David, the guy that played, oh man, what was his name? Childs in the movie. I didn't know if he was still alive or not. Frank, you've never seen Pet Sematary? I'm surprised. Pet Sematary is good. Good. There's an audiobook of Pet Sematary where Michael C. Hall, the guy that plays Dexter, narrates it, and it is fucking so hilarious because he does voices, and he does like the little girl's voice, and he talks in a little girl's voice. It's just the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Can't believe you haven't seen Pet Sematary though. So obviously, watch the original before you were to like watch the remake or anything. It's fun. It does have a good atmosphere. The remake wasn't terrible either, but it's obviously not as good as the original. John Carpenter. If they came out with a Thing too, that would be major because that's an all-time horror movie. Super popular, super famous. It would definitely rule the ratings for sure. What has Kurt Russell been in other than those Santa Claus movies? He's got a Smurfs movie coming out in 2025. And Fast and Furious 9. I guess he was in that in 2021. Hateful Eight. So I'm going with Nick. Who do I think was the thing at the end? Kurt Russell or Keith David? I'm gonna say Kurt Russell. That's what I'm gonna say. Kurt Russell is in Bone Tomahawk. I still haven't watched that yet. I've only heard good things about it, so I've got to put that on the must-watch list. Grim Life Collective, such a gnarly channel. You know, like, I don't watch them as religiously as I used to, but every time I tune in, it's just good. They just have a fun channel. I remember when they were like a small channel. I'm glad that they've really blown the hell up over the last couple years, because they put in a lot of work, and looks like they spend a lot of money going to all these filming locations. So, Grim Life Collective, awesome. If you guys don't watch them on YouTube, they're super solid. It was sad when they did the Shelley Duvall episode and showed her living in her car and stuff, or whatever she had going on. And then she died not too long after that. She was recently in a horror movie. Let's look at that real quick. Let's see, Shelley Duvall. So what was she in? She has something coming out, I think. Forest Hills. This isn't out yet, is it? Okay, October 4th. I knew it was coming out. Haunted by nightmares, Rico descends into madness in the Catskill Mountains. So I don't know if this is... has Edward Furlong in it. Dee Wallace, Felissa Rose. So you've got some horror icons in here as well. It's really crazy to see Shelley Duvall. Like, I assume she went broke. I don't know what happened to her. But poor lady, man. I know she had some issues going on, some stuff happening. This looks fun, though. This could be something to put on our list. The Forest Hills. Scott Goldberg. What else has this dude done? So nothing I've heard of, but that doesn't mean anything. Looks like he's done some shorts and then getting into features now, so shout out to him. Awesome. And it's cool that Shelley Duvall got to be in, one more horror film before she passed. She had a breakdown. Yeah, she definitely had something going on, so it's sad. Doesn't take much to get you to that point, you know what I mean? And then it's really, really hard to dig yourself out once you get so far down. I watched Night Swim yesterday, this morning, actually. And I'm on the fence about it. This one, did anybody watch this? I was late watching it. I know it came out, when did this come out? Beginning of the year sometime, I think. Or felt like it was beginning of the year. But it's on streaming right now. And it was okay. It had some little creepy moments like this scene. But it for the most part, it was kind of just corny. you know, the monsters, and it looked kind of corny, and it was sort of like mindless horror, right? Like, this is the kind of thing that you would see from, oh, look, Blumhouse. I was going to say this is the kind of thing that you would see from, like, Blumhouse, and it's exactly what it is. You know, it fits the mold of these movies right here. Tarot, Imaginary. You know, I assume this existed as a short maybe before it became a feature. But I watched that. I mean, I wouldn't put this at the top of your list, but if you're just looking to have something on as background noise, you know, something that you're like, well, I just want horror on the TV, but don't necessarily want to have to pay attention to it, this is something that you could put on. It has a 4.7 out of 10 for a reason here. The original thing in 1950s. I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that Kurt Russell's son? Wyatt Russell? Good for him. I mean, I guess they look the same, so I guess I could have known that. American actor, former professional ice hockey player as a goaltender. He plays a baseball player in this movie. Yep. Russell born Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Oh man, nepotism at its finest. Bing Russell, Oliver Hudson. So he's not only the son of two very popular actors, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. He's also the grandson of Bing Russell, half-brother of actors Oliver Hudson and Kate Hudson. It's nepotism, man. Good for them. I guess he can act okay. I mean, his acting wasn't bad in Night Swim by any means. The movie was just kind of shit overall. He was in 22 Jump Street, so he's been active for a minute. Cold in July, he was in that. So this is that movie I was talking about a long time ago on stream. This was a solid movie. So if you're into crime thrillers, chat, Cold in July, this is solid. Of course, it has Michael C. Hall in it. I assume it has that Wyatt Russell guy, and I think he plays one of the bad guys, if I remember correctly. This is a good-ass movie. So that's really all I've watched. Like I said, I've been watching that, and I've been watching, like, First 48. I need to sit down, and I need to watch some of the movies that we talked about on the stream, but there's so much new stuff I gotta watch, too. It's just non-freaking stop. So, Cold in July, Frank, is about when a protective father meets a murderous ex-con. Both need to deviate from the path they are on, as they soon find themselves entangled in a downward spiral of lies and violence while having to confront their own inner psyche. So basically, I don't want to spoil it because I think you guys should watch it. But I'm not going to spoil it. It is better than what this synopsis sounds, because if I tell you too much about what's going on in the trailer, it'll spoil it. I recommend it. I had walked in the bedroom one day and my wife was watching it, and then I was like, what are you watching? She's like, I don't know, I just put this on. I was like, kind of like slowly sat down and kind of like eased my way into bed, and I was like, oh, okay, now I'm stuck here because this looks amazing. And I think I watched it and she fell asleep. So what would I compare this movie to? I would compare it to any kind of gritty crime thriller. So maybe like maybe in a way like Killing Them Softly, maybe sort of In a Violent Nature, maybe sort of like 8mm with Nick Cage, movies like that. Now I'm saying those movies because it kind of takes a little bit from each one of those and gives me a vibe from each one of those, right? Because you sort of have like a snuff film undertone in this movie, and then you sort of have like the vigilante justice like you have in I guess you could say Killing Them Softly, and then you sort of have some aspects of like In a Violent Nature, if you guys have seen that. Yeah, this is good. I would watch this. If you're in the mood for a crime thriller, highly recommend this one. And I can't believe I only watched it like a couple months back when this came out in 2014. You know, it's just filmed nicely. It looks good. Cinematography's good. Story's good. The acting's good. And it has a good twist in the story. So, I mean, you know, I'll just scroll through a couple pictures here. But, you know, it's just one of those that is like your everyday Joe gets thrown into extraordinary circumstance type movies. But solid all around. Give it a shot. I have not seen Night of the Juggler yet. That is still on the list. All right, guys, remember that this is one that not In a Violent Nature. Damn it, I didn't mean In a Violent Nature. I meant hang on, before I go to this, In a Night of the Juggler. What is that movie called? It's not In a Violent Nature. It's oh my gosh, what is that movie called? What is it? It came out as with the guys robbing the gas trucks. What is that movie called? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh man, what the hell is that movie called? Hang on, I'm Googling it. I'm trying to figure out what the heck it is. What is that movie called? It's gonna kill me thinking of it. It's gonna be brain rot. Not acts of violence. I swear to God, the name Violent or Violence is in the title. Yeah, they Yeah, they're robbing gas trucks. Wow. I think I have this on DVD in the other room. Hang on, guys. This is gonna be. I'm trying to think of who's in it. Let me see. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember the cinematographer. I think it was the same guy that shot. Okay, what is this guy's name here? Bradford Young. Okay, so I remember he shot the movie. So we're taking a roundabout way. So Bradford Young. Because I remember I was obsessed with his cinematography for a minute. A Most Violent Year. Oh my God. Jesus. Right here. Yeah. It is the worst. Alright, so A Most Violent Year. Not in a violent nature. So, this is a solid movie too, if you've never seen this one. In New York City, 1981, an ambitious immigrant fights to protect his business and family during the most dangerous year in the city's history. 15 wins, 52 nominations. It is a very crime thriller type of movie, but the other movie kind of has some undertones that this movie has. It just has the same kind of like, I guess, beats and pacing. This was a really good one. Is that Oscar Isaac? Okay. Yeah. Oscar Isaac, Jessica Chastain. This was solid if you haven't seen it. Yeah, like I said, I used to be really, really big into crime thrillers, and I recommend this one as well. This would be a good double feature with that other one, Cold in July and A Most Violent Year. Body Parts with Jeff. Yes, I'm pretty sure I've seen Body Parts. No, I have not. I'm thinking of something else.
This treatment of a classic horror theme. In Body Parts, an accident victim is the recipient of an experimental limb transplant. But the mayhem starts when he realizes he has something more terrifying than just a new arm.
I wonder if when he gets his limb replaced that belonged to a serial killer, I wonder if he starts killing people.
I'd appreciate it if you'd send a copy to all the members and indicate that...
This looks solid. I'm gonna write this one down. 1991. Yeah, this looks sick.
Bill, there's nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be just fine.
And the juggler is the one that Bobby...
You lost your arm in a car accident yesterday. We've transplanted another arm for you.
This looks good. I'm gonna watch this one. This looks solid. The Juggler. Night of the Juggler. A tough New York City ex-cop. Yeah, this is that one that I thought looked really good. And I have this written down still. This, again, is right up my alley. 1980s seedy New York horror or crime movies. I love this kind of thing. So, yeah, so, alright, guys. So, what I'm going to do is, we're not going to talk about horror games on this stream, or we'll be here for another 2 hours. But what I do want to do is recap some of the movies that we talked about. So, get out your pen and pad. We're going to go over some of these before we end this stream for the day. And I'm going to let you guys know things that you guys suggested and, you know, things to put on the watch list. This is like our our book club. This is like the Cinema Creep Cinema Club of things to watch. So, what I have so far is I wrote on like 5 different sticky notes instead of just writing small. I'm taking them all off my monitor now. Alright, so check this out. Alright, so we have House of Shadows, 1983. Right, so this looks solid. We have Repossessed and Grotesque. Repossessed was the one with Linda Blair in it, and Grotesque from 1988. Deadly Friend from 1986. Tales of Terror from 1962. And Body Parts from 1991. And Asylum from 1972, and Monster Club from 1981. Right? So I think all of these are worth checking out. All of these are going to have to go on the list. And if you guys want me to put those in chat, I can put all that in the chat, so you can copy and paste it if you want, or whatever you want to do. If that's something you want me to do. If not, I don't know. But all of those look like those would be a really good time. So definitely appreciate you guys recommending the movies to me, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I miss, and, you know, vice versa, you guys may miss some stuff too. So I think these live streams are always fun, because it's not necessarily just focused on, you know, the creep show or the game that we're playing. It gives us time to just talk movies. Yes, the Cinema Creep Book Club. So what we really should do, to be honest with you guys, is we should pick a movie that none of us have seen, and we should all watch it, just like a book club would do. But maybe we'll do that once I get a Discord set up for the channel, which I'm going to do once we hit 500 subs. We'll pick like a movie of the week, and then everybody can watch it, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it in the Discord. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hang on. Yeah, I'm streaming. Give me just a minute, I'll come in there and talk to you. I'm almost done. Yeah, so once we set up a Discord, then we can have like a movie or something that we can all watch, and we'll come back and talk about it. That sounds vaguely familiar, Frank, about the eye transplant. Probably was from a creep show. That sounds very creep show-like. But with that, so I think that doing the 4 streams a week is something that is good. It's enjoyable. It's very doable for me, plus doing the videos. So this is our 2nd stream of the week. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably stream again tomorrow morning, as well as do the creep show tomorrow night. So be on the lookout. If I'm going to stream tomorrow, I will post it up. I need to get in the habit of streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So what we'll probably do is, we talked about this in the past, Tuesday night's game night. Wednesday might be these horror news, random horror talk streams. Thursday we'll probably do another game day, and then Friday we'll do our regular Friday Night Creep Show. So since you guys are here, tomorrow's Friday Night Creep Show, we're going to be playing a movie that is a indie short called Dirty Jersey. I talked to the writer-director of the film, and he's going to come hang out in the chat. So you guys will be able to talk to him about the movie in real time if you have any questions, or if you want to make fun of the movie to his face. I don't know anything about the movie. All I do is see this guy posting it like crazy on X. So he has a lot of faith in the movie. And, you know, so we're going to put it to the test. I told him I have about anywhere from 5 to 15 to, you know, people in chat on Friday nights. So it'll be a good one to show up to, watch this movie. If you got any questions about it, then you'll have the opportunity to talk to the writer-director. And, yeah, we'll watch that, and we'll probably watch something else because I think that movie is an hour long. So not sure what else we're going to watch, but I'll find something between tonight and tomorrow. It could be a great movie, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could sing it to his praises, but I know here that we also make fun of movies. So, you know, I hope that's not the case, you know, but, you know, speak how you really feel about it. But, you know, he'll be in the chat, or he said he will be. So you'll see me schedule that stream up by the end of today. So just click through to get notified about it. And yeah. And now if I'm going to stream tomorrow morning around 10 a.m., 10:30 again, I'll have that posted up too, so you guys can click through for the notifications on that. Bobby, I appreciate you coming out. Tomorrow night will be 11 or 11:30. Like I said, it'll be in that time frame. So definitely stoked to see you come back tomorrow, as well as you, Nick. Thanks for coming out. Bobby and Frank, you guys are rad, and I appreciate you guys always coming in, hanging out, suggesting gnarly movies to me. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow's stream. So, as always,